Hello, 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 everybody. It is Wednesday again. Welcome back to Conversations with Mrs. West. I hope that you all had a wonderful day today. I hope that it was smooth, stress free, and it was just amazing. Tonight, we are going to be talking about growth, like growing as a person and all that comes with it. Um, Growth comes with loss. Growth comes with hurt. Growth comes with isolation and definitely sunshine at the end. There is a end goal. There is happiness. There is beauty at the end of your growing. So we all got to be pushing through. Good evening, Wes. Thank you for joining me. Um, so during your season of growth, you will experience so many challenges. It won't always feel good, but trust God with the process. He will see you through each and every time. I promise you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yo, he gonna say, "Have you seen growth in me?" Not yet. I don't know. You got to give me some time. Um, During your growing season, you will lose friendships, relationships. You will lose your old self, old habits, negative thinking, places you used to enjoy going to, and so much more. But that's okay. It's all a part of growing. It's all a part of transitioning. It's all a part of moving forward and being the best you that you can be. Your feelings are going to be hurt. Um, as as well as not everyone will be accepting of your growth season. Um, the people that claim they love you and they support you and they'll be there for you, those are not always the people that will necessarily support your growing. They may want you to stay stagnant. They may want you to stay the same person you are, but we cannot do that. Hi, Carla. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad that you came to join me. Welcome, welcome. I look forward to hearing the things that you have to say. Um, you will have haters. It will be family. It will be friends. Don't worry about it. Keep it going. This is about you, not them. We're not worried about what they're saying or how they feel or what they want. This is you. It's time to grow. It's time to be better. God has your back. It will definitely be rough. It will be some rough times, but He will definitely see you through. Definitely see you through. You're going to feel so alone and isolated at times, like you have nobody in your corner. You will feel that way sometimes. But understand that God is always present. He is with you, He's rooting for you, and He's guiding you through each and every obstacle that you go through. Sometimes you may feel like you just can't go forward. You don't know what to do. You don't know where to turn. Everybody is coming at you from every different angle. There's just so many obstacles that it's overwhelming. It's too much. But you have to know every storm, there's sunshine at the end. Whatever you go through, it won't last forever. Just sit back and reflect and think about all of the things that you've been through thus far and look at how you maneuvered and you got through it and you came out on top. Life is not always going to be peaches and cream. That's just not the way life rolls. It's not the way life rolls. And sometimes God puts a bunch of things on your plate so that you can come to Him, you can talk to Him, you can confide in Him, you can go to Him with your troubles. He want to see what you're going to do, how you're going to maneuver, if you're going to go to Him, if you're going to give up, if you're going to confide in people. He wants to see how you're going to work through it, because He wants you to come to Him, He wants you to talk to Him, He wants you to believe in Him, He wants to put your trust and all the things that you have to go through in Him, because He can do all things. He will never fail. So you have to trust that process. You have to trust it. During your growth process, you want to take this time to be alone, to breathe. Just breathe. Like sometimes we just are doing so much and we're going, 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 going. We don't even take time to just sit and breathe. Sit and breathe. Take it in. Relax. Process your thoughts. Be one with yourself. We don't do that enough. We don't pay that much attention. We should meditate, whether it's just meditation with, light a candle or play some soft music or some relaxation or tranquility music, whether it's reading your Bible, whether it's playing gospel music and just, having that downtime is important. It's important. Very important. Soul search, reflect, and heal. You're transitioning. It's not always going to feel comfortable when you're transitioning. There's a lot of different things that are happening within you. There's a lot of thoughts. There's a lot of emotions when you're transitioning from one thing to the next. If I can explain it in this way, you think of a caterpillar. And you know how a caterpillar looks. It's furry, it's fuzzy, it's long, it's, maybe not as easy on the eyes as, a lot of things or a lot of creatures. But you think about the phases and the stages that it goes through. I don't know how long it takes for a caterpillar to become a butterfly. I think it's metamorphosis. And you just think of all the time, like what happens during that process of it becoming this furry little caterpillar into this beautiful colored butterfly with wings. It goes through so many different things, whether it could be climate change, whether it could be rain and cold and heat and humidity and all this different stuff that it goes through, right? But then look at the beauty. Look at what comes out of all the transitioning and the hard times and the, obstacles and the heat and the cold and the rain and the snow and all of this stuff. Look at what comes out at the end. We have to think of ourselves sometimes as caterpillars turning into butterflies. You're in the transitioning phase. We can't give up. If you give up before your transitioning phase is over, you will never know what you could have become. You can't stop. You got to keep going and pushing forward and moving forward. You can look back, but don't go back. It's nice to reflect on the things that you've been through and, the healing that you've been through or, your storms that you've been through. But look at you now. You're not in that storm anymore. It is past. It is past. So you can't stop. You can't stop. I have a few pointers here as far as in the things that we go through during our transition phase. And Wes says, let nature take its course. Absolutely. Absolutely. We can only do one day at a time. We can't do more than that. Don't stress yourself wondering about, what next week or next month. You can't. You have to take it one day at a time. Yes, you can make plans. Yes, you can be organized. Yes, you can, want things for the future or make goals or have goals. Yes, you can do that. But take each day as it comes. Don't try to do more than that, because then that's where you get overwhelmed and you're stressed and this, or you're just feeling all these different kind of emotions. Take it one day at a time. It's okay. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. So the first one I have is love yourself. One of the hardest tasks we may ever face is self-love and appreciation. And I put it to myself like this, like, if I can love others and I can appreciate what others do for me or appreciate the time that is spent or, whatever it is that someone does for me, why can't I appreciate the things that I do for myself? Or why can't I appreciate myself? Why can't I love myself? It should be easier to love yourself than everybody else. If you don't have self-love, it's very hard to love others, because how do you really know how that feels? How do you know what it looks like if you don't love yourself or put that same time into yourself, if not more? So that's the first thing. You have to love yourself, love on yourself. Be comfortable with yourself. Appreciate yourself. Life is hard. We all go through different obstacles, different times, different situations, different things in life. It's not easy. But the fact that we keep showing up every day and keep putting our best foot forward, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Nobody is perfect. You won't have a perfect life. No matter how much money you have, you will never have a perfect life. But you can have a good life. You can appreciate your life. You can do the things that make you happy and put you in a good mood and make you smile. You can do that. You can make the best of your life because it's yours. It's your life to live, no one else's. Number 2, I have forgive. If you can forgive others for treating you wrong or talking bad about you or doing hurtful things or saying hurtful things, why can't you forgive yourself? You're human. You make mistakes just like everybody else. The same grace you give them, the same grace you can give yourself. Forgive yourself. I know it's easier said than done. However, forgiveness brings you inner peace and it sets you free. So if you can forgive yourself for things that you've done that you know were wrong or it just didn't feel right in your spirit, you can forgive yourself, and you could also go to God and ask him to forgive you as well, because that's what we want to do anyways. When we do things that are wrong or don't feel right and we know we've done wrong, we got to repent. We got to ask God for forgiveness. We have to. It's a must. Because you can't go on with life just doing wrong by yourself and by people and never ask for forgiveness or never forgive yourself. Because we're trying to grow, right? We're trying to move forward. So forgiveness is a part of growing. Forgiveness is a part of growing. It's all a part of it. It's fine. Forgive yourself. It's fine. You're human. You make mistakes. That's what we do. Number 3, stand your ground. Stand your ground, whether it be in regards to an unpopular opinion or when someone is doing you wrong, is what shapes your personality into a mature and strong adult. Stand your ground. Don't allow people to take advantage of you. Don't allow people to just mistreat you and you keep going back for mistreatment and you keep going back for more and more and more. That is not love for yourself. That is not how we're supposed to be treated. That's not how we're supposed to move forward. That's not how we grow. Put your foot down. Say what you mean and stand by it. Stand by it. If they can't respect that, then maybe they don't respect you or love you or care for you enough to want to be in your life. Because you deserve the same energy you put out, the same love and respect and compassion and empathy and all of these good things and positive things. You deserve that back. And you should tolerate nothing less. Nothing less. 4, figure out what you like. Think of your favorite type of music or movies, places, or things you enjoy. Figure out why it's your favorite. Analyze your favorite thing. No one else can describe or tell you what you like. This is you. You have to know what you like. You have to know what you want. You have to know, what your favorite things are. Nobody can tell you that. If they can tell you that, then they're just controlling your life. They're controlling your likes. They're controlling your dislikes. You can't allow people to do that. This is you. This is your mind. This is your body. This is yourself. You have to know yourself and be comfortable with yourself and know what you like and don't like. Hi, Sissy. Welcome. I'm glad you tuned in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Number 5, I have allow new people or things in your life. At one point in time in my life, I was like, I don't want no new friends. I don't want to meet nobody new. I don't want to hang out with nobody new and all of this stuff. And I was like, hey, Dom, welcome, baby. I was like, no, I'm not making no new friends. I'm not hanging out with nobody. And I was just like, over it. Because, you meet new people. You got to fill them out. You got to get comfortable with them. You got to, my guard is up. I've been done wrong by people. People have talked junk about me. People have lied on me, all kinds of different things. So I'm just like, now I'm guarded. I'll hang out with my friends and then they got somebody new coming around. You like, well, who is this girl? Like, who is this chick? Now I got to get to know her, fill her out, see if she's like legit, if she's a genuine person. It was just like, I'm not doing it. But I think that was not a healthy outlook on the situation. It was not a good perspective to have. Sometimes to make new relationships, whether it be romantic or just friendships, you got to reflect on all those who have come into your life in the past few years that really mean a lot to you. So I'm like, okay, I met this person a few years ago and it's like, this person is really dope. I really like hanging out with this person. They had a fun personality. Like they seem genuine. I don't really know them like that, right? So you still gotta kind of get to know them. They seem genuine, like they're a good time. They're positive, no drama, no negativity. So it's like you really have to give people a chance. I'm not saying that I gotta get her number or be calling her and hanging out with her on my own or nothing like that, but if the time presents itself and this person is in my circumference with my friends or whatever, and we're hanging out and chilling, then okay, I'll give her a chance. Fine with me. You never know. The next person you meet may change your life. And this is real stuff. This is like no nonsense. So say you're hanging out with friends and you get to know this person and maybe you guys get to know each other and start calling each other or texting each other on a personal level. What if you find out that this person that you really didn't want to give a chance, you guys have way more in common than you and your regular friends? What if you find out that she's been through a lot of similar things that you've been through in your past, and now you guys are talking and you guys are opening up, getting more comfortable with one another, and she starts sharing the things that she's been through and you start sharing the things that you've been through, and it's like, wow, y'all been through a lot of similar situations, and maybe she can help you or guide you in a certain direction, like, oh, you should do this or try this, and it's a positive, way of figuring things out, and you have information for her as well. So don't be so quick to cut people off or not want to hear, what other people have to say or, get to know someone, because you never know, that could be a blessing to you. It definitely can be a blessing to you. So you don't want to just not have any, not give people a chance. Number 6, do not ever be afraid to be yourself. When we were younger, maybe, you would kind of be standoffish or try to like fit in with crowds and do, certain things that other people are doing. Excuse me. But once you get to a certain age, I feel like all of that goes out the window. You're not trying to be like anybody. You're not trying to do what other people are doing. You have your own mind. You think for yourself. You move the way you want to move. You do, what makes you happy. Under my notes, it says everyone is persuading you to be a certain person: society, family, friends, sometimes partners. If they don't like who you are, that's on them. First of all, if I'm with somebody and they don't like who I am, then they should not be with me. Period. Because I'm not going to change the person. You met me this way. And now that you're with me, you want to try to change the person I am? No, that's not the way it goes. If you don't like what you see, if you don't like how I am, if you don't like how I talk, walk, look, whatever, you can hit the door, because I'm not changing for anybody. This is who I am. Take it or leave it. And that's how most of us should think. That's how most of us should think. That is not your problem if they don't like you. Never be afraid to be who you truly are. That means like when you wake up in the morning, your hair is a mess, your breath stinks, whatever the case is. If you gain weight, if you lose weight, if you have stretch marks, if you don't, if you're fluffy, if you're skinny, if you got a stutter, if you're tall, if you're short, whatever the case is, Do not ever be afraid to be yourself. Do not. This is you. Either they take it or they leave it. You're not changing for anybody. The only changing you should be doing is growth. You should be growing. So if it has nothing, the appearance is a lot to people. So if they're trying to change your appearance, oh, you should do this or you should do that. If you're not comfortable with how I look, then you don't have to look at me, because this is what you're going to get. And you got to stand on that. You got to stand on that. This is who you are. This is who you are. 7, discover new things. Try a new food. Try a new restaurant. Try a new recipe. A lot of us, we get so, comfortable with just making dishes that we know how to make, and we don't like to go outside of our comfort zone with like trying new foods or trying new recipes or whatever the case is. That's a part of growing as well. I've always been such a picky eater, like since I was a child, and I would absolutely love to be that person that's like, oh, I want to try this or I want to try that, whether it be lamb, whether it be frog, whether it be whatever. Like, I'm really not that adventurous when it comes to trying different foods. I'm just not. I would love to be. If something does not look appealing or appetizing to me, I'm going to have to decline. And I hate that for me. I really hate that for me. Maybe if I was blindfolded and it's like, okay, we're going to do a taste test, then maybe that's how you get me to try different stuff. But on a whim, like, oh, we're going to go to this African restaurant, or we're going to go to this Mediterranean restaurant, or we're going to go to I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. Like, just try different foods willingly. I'm not sure, but that is also a part of growing. It's a part of growth. Take a road trip, whether it be by yourself or with friends or with family or whatever. Do something different. Go to different places that you've never been. Sometimes we got to step outside of our comfort zone. That's how we grow as well. Continuously doing things that you're familiar with just keeps you stagnant and does not help your growth. We have to step outside of that box and try different things. Dominique laughing my ass off. We have to try different things, because how will we ever know if we didn't try it? How will we ever know? I say I don't like a lot of things, but maybe I do. But I'm sure I don't. I know what I like and what I don't like. Read a new book. A lot of us need to go to the bookstores, get different books, read these books, share them with other people. Like, I thought about starting a book club. So like, we all go get a book, we all read up on it. Once we all done, and we all come back and we discuss the book. I've done this a couple times with my homegirl Vi with her books. Like, we'll read her books and then we'll get together and we'll talk about her books. So much fun. We even did a Zoom, so we all couldn't get together. So we did a Zoom and we just, we talked about all the different characters and what happened in the scenarios. And it was really dope. We had our wine, we was chilling. It was nice. But yeah, read different books. Self-help, Black history, whatever, romantic, love novels, fiction, nonfiction, whatever you're into. Just read different things. This is your time. This is your time to grow. This is a time to see what you like. And there's no stipulations on it. This is your life. This is you. This is how you feel. This is what you want. Don't ever let somebody make you feel bad about growing. Some people love who they are and just want to stay where they are, mentally, emotionally, all of that stuff. Step outside the box. Absolutely. The world has so much to offer us. When you discover new things, you might also discover more about what you like, and in turn discover more about who you are. So with that being said, if you go to a different country and you're out of the country and you're with your friends or your family or whatever, it doesn't matter who you're with, and you're trying new foods or you're trying different clothing or you doing things that you have not done and you find that you like them or you actually love them, this is getting in touch with a different piece of you that you have not experienced. And that, my friend, is a part of growing. It's a part of growing because this is something that you never experienced and you're experiencing it for the first time and you actually love it. You actually like it. You're actually enjoying yourself. And that is a part of growing. Not everybody can go with you when you grow. Some people you have to leave behind, whether it be family or friends, whether it be romantic relationships. Not everybody is going to be happy for your growth. And that's okay. That's okay because you're doing this for you. You're doing this for you and you only. You're doing this to make your life better, to feel good about yourself, to love on yourself, to just go to different levels. If you never take the chance, you'll never know what the outcome would have been if you don't try it. You have to try it. You have to try it. Number 8, filter your circle. That's where it comes in about having to leave some people behind sometimes. Keep people you need in your life, those that bring you joy, positivity, and growth, and remove those that are draining your energy or are negative Nancy's. So, people that hold you accountable, people that show you love, people that show up when it's important or necessary, people that look out for you, people that are honest with you, people that bring you just joy. Those are the people that you want to keep in your circle. Those are the ones that you want by your side. Those are the ones that you can confide in. Those are the ones that you can talk to, you can cry with, you can be yourself around. Those are the ones that have your back 100% no matter what. Now, the ones that are draining your energy and that are negative or just, always got something negative to say, like when you say, "Oh, I'm thinking about doing this," or "This is my idea about this," like, "Oh, you don't want to do that," or "Why you want to do that," or "How you going to do that?" Or no, that's not the answer you're looking for. With somebody that loves you and cares about you, supports you, they're going to have your back. They're going to support you no matter what it is that you say you want to do. If you say you want to freaking build a rocket in your backyard, they should be the ones that say, "All right, so what's the first stop? Where are we going to get the materials? What you need me to do?" Those are the kind of friends you want in your circle. Those are the kind of people that you want by your side. You don't want negative Nancy's. You don't want people draining your energy. Or every time you talk to somebody or every time they call you, they got something negative to say or they gossiping about this person or gossiping about that person. Like, that's not growth. That's not growth at all. So we have to filter our circle, eliminate those that just aren't doing it for us. And sometimes it is, friendships that you've had for many, many years, but you see that you're growing and you're leveling up emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and they're staying here. Sorry. It don't look like they're going to be able to go with you to that next level. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with letting go and just, love them from a distance. Love them from a distance. And that's okay. That's okay. Because that's not on you. They run their lives and you run yours. And it's just that simple. Point 9, take responsibility for your actions. This is a tough one. Admitting to others that you've messed up is difficult. Some individuals never learn how to do this, but knowing what you did wrong and admitting it, especially to yourself, is humbling. And it helps you to learn not to do the same thing that you've done before again. So, you have some of those friends that do nutty stuff to you or lie or whatever the case is, and they never admit to it. You bring it to their attention. They're like, "What? No, I didn't do that. I didn't say that." Yes, you did. And I'm bringing it to you. If it didn't bother me or I didn't feel a way about it, then this conversation would not be, we would not be having this conversation. Yes, girl. Exactly. That's my point. But some people are not, they're afraid to admit when they're wrong because it makes them, it humbles them and it makes them more human. So if they never admit to their wrongdoings, then, they can still be living in this fairy tale like, oh yeah, I'm the ish. I can, I'm perfect. Like I don't, do messed up things to people, whatever. But no, 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 no. No. We're holding ourselves accountable for the nonsense that we do, the things that we say, the hurt that we cause. And we're going to hold you accountable for the things that you're saying and the things that you're doing that hurt us or hurt other people around us. You're going to be held accountable as well. It's just that simple. We're not little kids anymore. We're grown adults. Like whether it be family, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, whatever. We're holding you accountable for the things that you're saying, the way you're making me feel, the nonsense that you're doing. We need to hold you accountable as well. Because when I was younger, I might not have been able to speak up. But now that I'm adult, I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel in a respectful way. But you need to know. You absolutely need to know. Like, this is not going to fly anymore. Everybody needs to be held accountable. I feel like once you're out of your teenage year, like even as a teenager, right from wrong. Hold your kids accountable for the nonsense that they're doing. Because I figure like by 5 or 6, right from wrong. And if you can comprehend that it wasn't nice or you're hiding because you're like, oh, I did something wrong. Yes, you are going to be held accountable as well. You wasn't supposed to be touching that. Go sit down. These kids are growing up, you raise them one way, you teach them, right from wrong and all of this stuff and manners and all of this stuff. But when they grow up and they become, teenagers and then young adults and stuff like that, they pretty much are going to do what they want to do, especially not around you. When they're in your presence, it may be a little different, but when they're outside, they're saying and doing whatever they want. And that's another thing. Parents want to be the friends instead of the parent. I'm not trying to be your best friend. I have enough friends. I'm your mother, and you will respect that. Simple. Like I was talking to one of my coworkers today, and I was saying how grandmothers are much younger than our grandparents were. So it's like they're friends. You know what I mean? I grew up with my daughter, but there was a respect level. It was certain things I would and would not tolerate. Cursing, I won't tolerate in my presence. I didn't even feel comfortable cursing in front of my mother, and I'm an adult. It's a respect thing. And when you don't have grandparents in, your kids' lives like we had, it's different. It's different because grandparents drop jewels on you. Like they teach you about, respect, and they teach you about what's appropriate and all these different things. Not saying that we can't, but it's different coming from your grandparents because they mean business. They don't play no games with you at all. At all. But it doesn't help when the grandparents are 35 and your great grandparents is 52. Like what? It's different. It's different. It's different times. There's no respect. There's no loyalty. There's no accountability. Like, no. And Wes said they teach you how things are supposed to be. Absolutely. Men is supposed to hold down the household or open car doors for the ladies or bring groceries in for the ladies. Women are supposed to be the nurturers in their home and they're cooking. Yeah, you can go to work, but like these are different roles. Like you're supposed to take care of your husband and take care of your kids or take care of your wife and take care of your kids. Like these are the things, men can cook, men can clean, men can do laundry, all these different things. All these different things. This is just things that we're missing now in this day and age. Like a lot of our grandparents and great grandparents, they are no longer with us. So it's a little different. It's a little different. Yep. Um, Number 10, listen to your own instincts. If you feel something in your heart, you need to listen to it. If something does not feel right, you should listen to it. Wes said that sounds unrealistic to some these days. Yes, they don't understand the realistic of how households are ran, what men were doing way back in the day, how women were taking care of the house and the kids and the husbands, and the men were being men, not gossiping, not acting like females, not wearing all these tight clothes, not doing all of that stuff. Men were actually men. They were working. They were hard workers. They provided for their family and they took care of their children, no matter how many of them they had. Agree with Platinum McGibby. What's McGibby? What is McGibby? Oh, social media. Yes, definitely. There was no social media, so you couldn't go on there and be talking crap or doing all this nonsense. No, a lot of people use social media for the wrong reasons. And that's just what it is. But we got to listen to our own instincts. Like I said, if you feel something is not, if something is not right and you feel it, listen to it. Your instincts are ingrained in you because they help you to know how to survive. Do not ignore them. Don't ignore your instincts. If something is saying to you, girl, do not mess with this guy or do not give him a chance because something ain't right, listen to your instincts. Yes, the men today are soft. They want to gossip. They want to get their nails done. They want to get their hair done. They want to hang out with the ladies and have wine and tea parties and do all of this nonsense. Like, no. Are you my homegirl or are you my man? Pick one. You can't be both. Like I said earlier in the text, you cannot be both. No. It just doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So we have to listen to ourselves. Listen to your instincts. Do not ignore your instincts because they will definitely keep you out of trouble, and keep you from making wrong choices or wrong decisions if you're listening. And once again, if you're one with yourself, then you will know automatically if your heart doesn't feel right and it doesn't feel right in your spirit, then it's probably not right. 11, set your goals high. Excuse me. Make sure your goals are realistic, but push yourself further than you think you can go. So if I was going to say something like, oh, I want to save $400 by next month. Like that goal is realistic, but is obtainable, is doable. So what we're saying is push a little further. Say, I want to save 1,000 or 1,500 by next month. That you will have to really like manage your money, think about what you're doing, not spend unnecessary money that you would normally spend. You're going to think about it. You're going to plan it out. You're going to map it out. That's the kind of things I'm talking about. Word is bond. Exactly. Word is bond. This is the type of stuff. So example, going to the gym. Oh, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times this week. Okay, you might go to the gym 3 times this week, but what about the rest of the month? What if you don't stick to it? Yeah, you got to grind. It's grind time. Saving money, building your business or brand, building your home, or just becoming a better you. Let's make goals. Let's crush the goals. Let's put them out there. Let's speak it into existence and let's do it. If you're setting goals, you know for a fact you can achieve for setting. The bar is too low. Set goals that put fear into you. Goals that you actually have to put work into to reach. When you accomplish these goals, you will feel amazing and gain so much confidence. Like I said, yes, a lot of sacrificing, a lot of grinding, a lot of time Sometimes blood, sweat, and tears, depending on what you're doing. If you're trying to get a project done for work, if you're trying to make the dean's list at school, if you're trying to accomplish anything, that's a little bit outside of your normal box or whatever. Yes, it's going to take time. It's going to take work. It's going to take energy, and that's how we grow. That's how we move forward. That's how we become better people. And that's what we want. We want to be the best version of us we can be. So we don't have any regrets. We don't have any things that we feel like we can't handle. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. So these are the things that we want to focus on. And 12, it says, know your strengths and weaknesses. When you know your strengths and weaknesses, nobody can interfere. Nobody can take anything from you. Nobody can say anything that like is going to make you feel away, because you know yourself. No one is perfect. Some people are better at certain things than others. You may not be good at painting or roller skating, but you may be great at ice skating or singing or even speaking in public. So embrace what you are great at. Embrace it. Don't downplay them or waste them. They are your talents, so you should show them off. If you're a good person with like art or doing artsy things, like a lot of people are doing like the Crocs and putting their own special touch on the Crocs and stuff, and I see that's popular. A lot of people are doing birthday parties with the balloon arches and decorating them. People are doing cake designs and different things like that. People are good with making like shirts like these. Like I got conversations with Mrs. West, and they're using their Cricuts to, put their brand together. Like, don't downplay what you're doing. Go hard at it. Promote yourself. Put your business out there. That's what you can use social media for. Go on Instagram, go on TikTok, go on Facebook, go on YouTube. Put your business out there. Talk about yourself. Big yourself up. Show people what you're doing. That's all a part of your growth. That's all a part of growing. If you're great at something and you just keep it to yourself, how can you grow? How can you move forward? How can your business expand if you're not sharing it with people? That's the only way that you can grow. Your business will grow. You have to, yes. Self-edification is wonderful. Not saying you got to be bragging or like, I'm the best at this. I mean, you can do that too, but we got to have be humble. Be humble, because just as quick as you got your business up, it can all be taken away. So we don't want to do too much. God is watching us at all times. So we definitely want to, be humble with it, but definitely go hard and show off your talent. Know your worth. Absolutely. Absolutely. People are like, oh, that's too much. Okay, keep it moving then. Somebody else will pay this price. I put my time, I put my materials, I spent money. That's what I'm charging. That's what I'm charging. So if you don't want this, then you can keep it moving and the next person can pay for it. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And my last but not least point is reflect on who you are. Self-reflection is a must. I feel like we should do this more often than not. Self-reflection helps you to see who you are, helps you to see what work needs to be done on you as a person, as an individual. It helps you to humble yourself. It shows that you care, obviously, because you're taking the time to sit back and think about the things that you have done, you've said, what kind of person you are. It just is a beautiful thing for us to do, to grow and to acknowledge who we really are as a person. So many of us are afraid to self reflect because we are scared of what we will find deep within. And that goes for many people. They don't want to sit by themselves. They don't want to look in the mirror. They don't want to be alone because they're afraid of what they may see or what may come to surface. And I want to say we should not be afraid if we want to grow. Um, this type of thing is something that we actually need to move forward, to grow as a person, and nobody else can do this work for us. We have to do it for ourselves. um but we need to know ourselves deeply. There's a part of us that no other person knows except for you and God. God knows your heart. God knows when you're thinking bad thoughts. God knows when you have um disrespected him or not been obedient. He knows about all this stuff, all this stuff. So we really shouldn't care about what man thinks or says about us. We should care about what the man thinks and says about us, because that's who we need to talk to. That's who is above everything. Um, he makes it happen for us day in and day out, and we have to be able to be comfortable in front of him in the sight of God. We have to be comfortable with that. If you're not comfortable with who you are in front of God, then you have a lot of work to do. You need to soul search, you need to reflect, and you need to make some changes. And that's all a part of growing. It's a part of life. It's a part of being human. I know the flesh sometimes takes over, and you want to listen to that flesh and be naughty and do things that you know you shouldn't do, especially after you've been saved. Is not an easy walk. It's not an easy walk. But I feel like if you trust in God and you have faith, and um, you sit back and you listen, then you will definitely hear from him. And read your Bible. Read your Bible. You may not always understand it, but there are different books that you can get from what is it? Not Barnes and Nobles. Is it Barnes and Nobles? I think so. There are different books that you can get from there that breaks down the word and helps you to understand it more clearly. And there's always, different pastors and other things. You can Google certain things and they'll break it down for you. There's different ways of knowing exactly what the Bible is saying. So there's no excuse. If you want to learn about the word and get closer to God and know him for yourself, you can definitely do the research. If you can research how to do this and how to do that, and where the closest bar and grill is, you can definitely Google the word of God, because it's there for you. It's there for all of us. I want everybody to live your truth, be you, grow, glow, and with no regrets. When you leave this earth, I don't want you to regret, oh, I should have did this, or I should have did that, or I shouldn't have did this. Repent to God, ask for forgiveness, and try not to do that thing again. Whatever it is that you're repenting for, try not to do that again. When you're feeling vulnerable, or you're feeling weak, or you're feeling like you have nowhere to turn, or you just don't know, what to say or to do, talk to God, pray to him, open your Bible, call a friend. There's so many different things. We cannot continue to be vulnerable and let the flesh take over, because we have more willpower than that. We have more willpower. We can do so many different things. So there, like I said, there's no excuse um to just be a mean person, or just to do things that will hurt others. Because when it's done back to us, it doesn't feel good. We don't like it. So let's try to think about and process things that we're saying and doing to others before we do them. I know sometimes we get caught up in the flesh so much that we just lose control, and we say things that we probably do mean but should not be saying. But it's just it's ugly on you. And I don't want to see you guys that way. I want to see you looking good. I want to see you feeling good. I want to see you smiling, in a good mood. We're supposed to love on one another. even your enemies, pray for them. You don't have to go handshake and hug and kiss. You don't have to do all of that, but pray for them. Keep your distance. Continue to keep them prayed up because you don't know what they're going through as well. You don't know what demons they're fighting, why, you're the target. But they need prayer as well. We're all humans. Excuse me. We all go through things. We make mistakes, some bigger than others. We all sin. A sin is a sin. There's not one bigger than the next. And we all hope that God will forgive us for the things that we're doing while we're here. But we're trying to be better people. We're trying to go. We're trying to think positive, grow. Did I say go? We're trying to grow. We're trying to think more positive. We're trying to be comfortable in our own skin. We're trying to support one another. All of these different Black businesses going on in Albany and the 518. We're trying to support one another, show up for one another. And it does not always have to be monetary. You don't have to go spend money with people. Post them on your page. Repost them again and again and again. That is your support. That is you showing support for someone that has something going on. Send out a text, send out a DM message, say, I see you. Congratulations. Keep pushing forward. Whatever it is, just continue to keep people uplifted because like I said, you don't know what people's struggles are. You don't know what they're going through. Even with these people out here that, have their own businesses, they go through struggles on a daily basis. You don't know, their order might not have come in and you got people coming to pick up their order and it's not ready. Financially, they put all their money into this business and then something goes wrong or it flunks or whatever the case is. Me with this whole podcast, I had all different kind of thoughts. I didn't know if I should go with it, if I should not go with it. But one thing I did, I took a step back. I confided and I talked to God. I ask him, what should I do? Which way should I go? Is this something for me to do? Is this, I didn't know. I didn't know what kind of feedback I would get. I didn't know if it would be successful. But at the end of the day, he said, go out. I'm going out. I'm talking to my people. I'm trying to keep you encouraged. I'm trying to keep you uplifted. On Facebook, I make daily posts, whether it be a prayer, whether it be a song, whether it be just a positive message. To just keep pushing and not give up and not stop. We have so many people out here that just feel like they have nobody to talk to, nobody to turn to, and they should not feel that way. There's so many people out here that could help. There's so many different programs that they can be in. There's so many different people that they can talk to. There's pastors, there's reverends, there's deacons, there's deaconess. There's so many different people that they can confide in and talk to and reach out to. So they should not feel alone. They should not feel alone. I would feel horrible or terrible if it was somebody in my family or a close friend of mine that, did something to themselves because they felt like they weren't worthy or they didn't have anyone to talk to or they didn't have anybody to confide in. When somebody confides in you, please keep their business personal. That's one of the main reasons why people don't reach out, because people talk too much. Shut your mouth. Be a listening ear. Stop running off at the mouth, talking about people's business. Don't use it against them if you guys have a disagreement or a falling out. Just be there. Be that listening ear. Give them a hug if that's what they need. Let them cry on your shoulder. Just be there for them. Be there for them. We all need somebody sometimes. You cannot go through this crazy world by yourself, just thinking that you don't need anyone. You got it all covered. We're all human. We all make mistakes. I am not perfect. I don't try to be perfect. I'm comfortable with who I am. I know I'm a loving person. I'm a kind person. I'm a genuine person. And I pray for everybody. I pray for everybody. I don't ask anybody for anything. But at the end of the day, we need to stick together as a human race. I don't care if you're Black, if you're white, if you're purple, if you're green. We all need to be there for one another. I love you all. I love you all so much. I thank you so much for continuously tuning in and sharing my podcast with other people and subscribing to my YouTube channel. I have so many different topics that we will discuss. I hope that you're enjoying the podcast. I love doing this. I love talking to you guys. I love having real conversations about real experiences and real things that go on in real life. No drama, no ratchetness, none of that stuff. So if you're looking for real conversations and you're looking for real input or feedback, please tune into Conversations with Mrs. West. I am live every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Like I say before I end my podcast, I always say, always strive to be your best. This has been Conversations with Mrs. West. I love you all, and I pray that you all have an amazing evening and a more amazing day tomorrow. I love you all. Enjoy your night.